Hello and welcome to another Miss B's tutorial. Today we're going to look at expanding single brackets using the claw method. We're just going to look at some previous knowledge you should already know for this lesson, but we're just going to refresh this information. So you should know that 3 times y is the same as writing 3y. You should also know that x times x is the same as writing x squared, or x to the power of 2. Now we're getting a little trickier. 3a times 2b, well, we can write that a bit nice for ourselves. 3 times 2 times a times b. That's really what it stands for. 3 times 2 is 6, so we've got 6ab. And finally, we've got 4x squared times an x. So we've still just got the 4 as the numbers. Now x squared times x, you add the powers together and you get x to the power of 3. They're your laws of indices. Okay. We're going to look at some examples now, and we're going to use something called the claw method. Now if you look down in the bottom corner, I've put the little aliens there. Where I try and remember this is by thinking of the Toy Story aliens, when they go, "Ooh, the claw." It's a really useful trick just to have a little memory game for you sometimes to help out in an exam. So the method we're using will look like a claw. When we've got something in brackets, it means we multiply them. So an example of this would be if we were doing 3 bracket 4, then that will be 3 times 4. That's the same as saying 3 times 4. And that is 12. So when we're multiplying out the brackets over here, okay, we're going to do 3 times x, and we're going to do 3 times the 5. So we're going to end up with 2 terms. So 3 times x gets you 3x, and 3 times the 5 gets you 15. And that is my answer. Full marks, done. In an exam you'll have to get marks for the first term and the second term. If you look here, it looks a little bit like a claw. You've got the claw coming over to grab the numbers. Okay, next one, we're going to get a little bit harder. We've got 4 times 5x and 4 times 3. Hang on, it's not 3, it's minus 3. Now we need to be very careful that we do pay attention to when there's a minus. Okay, so 4 times 5x. Is equal to, well, 4 times 5 is 20. And then we've got x on the end. We've got no letters of times. And then we're going to do 4 times, remember that this is minus 3. So we're going to do 4 times minus 3, which gets us minus 12. Again, we've got our marks for our answer. And last but not least, again, we're going to get a little bit harder. And we're going to do 2x times 3x. Right, numbers first. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. So remember numbers, then letters. Then we're going to do 2x times positive 4. 2 times 4 is 8, numbers first. Then letters x times, well, there's nothing else to times by, so it's just 8x. And again, your marks are coming from the 2 terms. On the next screen, I'm going to put some examples for you to pause the screen and have a go at yourself. Okay, by now you should have paused the screen and have a go at these questions. If you haven't, can you please do that now? Alright, the answers. Looking at the first question, we've got 4 times x and then 4 times 6. So 4 times x equals 4x, and 4 times 6 equals 24. Done. 2 marks again are coming from there and there. Next one, we've got 3 times 2y, which 3 times 2 is 6, so you've got 6y. And then we're going to do 3 times positive 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Again, your marks coming from the first term, the second term being correct. Last but not least, we're going to look at expanding the last one. 5y times 7y is the same as saying 35y squared. And then 5y times 2x. 5 times 2 is 10. X times y is xy. Moving forward, we're going to look at how the exam can extend these and bring it on later in the paper. And we're going to look at expanding and simplifying. When expanding and then simplifying, you expand one term, then you expand the other term. Now, if you notice, when I'm doing this, I am including that positive. It's very important that you pay attention to what's here, whether it's a positive or a negative. It's going to affect what happens when you times it out. Okay. So if I expand the first one, I'm going to do 3 times x, which is 3x. And then I'm going to do 3 times positive 4, which is add on 12. Expand the next one, I've got positive 4 times x, which is plus 4x. Then I've got positive 4, take away 5, negative 5. Positive 4 times negative 5 equals negative 20. Okay, it says expand. And we've done the expand step, expand and simplify now. So we need to simplify it. That means to collect our like terms together. So if we are collecting our like terms together here, what we're going to do is get our x's as 1 and deal with our numbers separately. So we have 3x add on 4x is 7x. And 12 take away 20 leaves you with minus 8. Well done if you got that. Okay, next one, example, expand and simplify again. So we're going to look at our first bracket first, which is 2 times x and 2 times minus 4. Remember the minus. So 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times minus 4, which is minus 8. Then we're going to look at the second bracket. Now remember what I said about it being important that you take into account what's in front of the number before the bracket. And it's a negative this time, negative 3. So we're going to do minus 3 times x and minus 3 times 7. So minus 3 times x gets us minus 3x. And minus 3 times 7 gets us minus 21. So now we've completed the expand step, so now we need to simplify. So we're going to collect our terms together, so I'm going to circle them up again. Got 2x, and we've got minus 3x. 2x take away 3x leaves us with minus x. And then minus 8 take away 21. You're going to end up with minus 29. Okay, I'd like you to pause the screen and have a go at this set of questions for yourself now, like the page before. Okay, you should have had a chance to have a go at these questions and you should freeze the screen. If you haven't, can you do that now? Alright, the answers. First one we're going to do 5 times x, which is 5x, and then 5 times 6, which is 30. Then we're going to do 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times negative 7, which is minus 21. Then we're going to collect our like terms together. So we're going to end up with 8x, 30 take away 21 leaves you with 9. Okay, the second question, we're going to do 3 times x, which is 3x. Then we're going to do 3 times negative 4, which is minus 12. Then we're going to do, be careful, we've got minus 6, so be careful of that. We're going to do minus 6 times x, which is minus 6x. And then we're going to do minus 6 times 4, which is minus 24. Now we're going to collect our like terms together again, so circle our x's. Okay, and that leaves us with 3x take away 6x is minus 3x, And minus 12, take away 24 leaves us minus 36. You can have negative answers. And last but not least, here's an exam question. Write an expression for the area. Now, an expression is something without an equals sign. And the area is of a rectangle is length times width. Can you have a go at writing the expression for the area for me, please? Okay, if you didn't get that done, can you pause the screen and have a go? Alright, the answers then. An expression for the area of the shape. Well, we're going to need to do the length times the width. So we've got 4x times by 2x add on 5. Right, this is looking a little hard. Now, when I see two terms on a length, what I always do is put brackets around them to help me out. So once you've got your brackets around it, it makes it a little easier. So what we've actually got is 4x, 2x, add on 5 in brackets. So we're going to do 4x times 2x, which is 8x squared, and then we're going to do 4x times 5, which is add on 20x. So our answer is 8x squared add on 20x. You get 1 mark for the first term and 1 mark for the second term. Well done if you got that right. Thank you for listening to another Miss B's Resources tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you again for the next one.